Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster. We're just coming back from taking down a phoenix and we've gained some resources and we're going to go into our settlement phase and see what befalls our survivors. Now before we do that, there's a few things I have to correct from the last video. First off, this was from the settlement settlement phase from last time. Riverwind was able to gain 4 courage, but I put it under understanding instead, and he went ahead and did the white secret. That was wrong. I should not have done that, so I've erased his disorder that he got from the white secret, and I've also erased the ability he got from the white secret as well, and also some of his insanity. I also removed that as well, and gave him the 4 courage here instead. So Riverwind I've gone ahead and fixed. The other survivors I have are going to go ahead and gain their hunt XP and also their weapon proficiency. So if we start up here, Palin is going to get 1, so is Mina, and also Ashra is going to get 1, and Ashra has entered her second age event, so we're going to take care of that. But she's also going to gain a dagger weapon proficiency, he's going to gain a katana weapon proficiency, and she's going to not gain a twilight sword. She didn't hit with the thing. I don't think she's ever going to hit with the thing. All right, that's them. Now I'm going to go ahead and take care of this age event right there. Now, we've seen this age event more than once, so I'm not going to go ahead and read any of this. We're just going to know we have to roll down here on our improved reflexes that says the years sharpen your reflexes. Roll on the table below. I'm going to roll 2d10 and see what we get. We got a 9. So a 9 is going to mean that she's going to gain 1 permanent strength. So she's going to gain 1 more strength, bringing her to 3. Wow, she's becoming an absolute beast for only going on 1 hunt. Now that we've gone ahead and taken care of all of that, it's time to start this settlement event. And if you're excited to see what happens, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop. So to begin our settlement event, we're going to go ahead and gain our endeavors. I've gone ahead and already healed our survivors, so I don't have to worry about any of that. We're going to gain our endeavors. So we're going to gain 1, 2, 3 for our returning survivors. We're going to gain 2 because sadly Fizzband did not make it. And we're going to gain 1 more because of our cooking endeavors. That brings us to a total of 6 endeavors. And we put them right there. Now the next thing we have to do is update our timeline. We're going to go ahead and draw a settlement event card and resolve it, then trigger story and settlement events on the timeline this year, and we have a lot of them, and I don't think any of them are any good. So the first thing we have to do is draw our settlement event. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our settlement events here. We're going to shuffle these up and see which one we get. We're going to mix them all up real good and hopefully get something new. There's a lot of these in here, and I've seen some too many times. We're going to go ahead and see what this one is. We have found Acid Storm. Oh no, I think we've had this one before. The air tastes of sour and burns the survivors' cracked lips. The sky cracks in great flashes, revealing spiraling black clouds. Finally, it opens, dousing everyone in acid rain. Roll on a D10. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. We got a 6. So I'm going to go ahead and see what 6 does on our acid storm. It says, the survivor with the highest insanity, randomized in the case of ties, runs into the storm wildly. They must skip the next hunt. Oh my gosh. The survivor with the highest insanity, randomized in case... Okay, runs in the storm... Okay, so it's not the ones that are returning. Okay, so that means it's going to be Riverwind, because Riverwind's, well, he's the most insane guy I've got. So I'm going to put him over here. He can't go on any hunts. That's what we have to know. Now let's continue reading. Lingering effects. The storm prevents the music endeavor. The storm inspires +2 to the results of all art endeavors. All right. And during the acid storm, there's some things I can do. We can go ahead and spend an endeavor and requires nightmare training, so I don't have that. But I do have cooking. Acid storm distillation. Nothing happens, or I gain a founding stone starting gear. So with my cooking skill, I could spend an endeavor and hopefully get a 5 plus and get a founding stone. That's not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and put that back up there. Now that was a random event. I'm going to go ahead and check 13. We're in Lantern Year 13. We're going to have to fight a Nemesis encounter, the hand level 1, but I also have to do murder. And then I have to do Hands of Heat. I'm not excited for murder at all. It doesn't sound good. Murder is a settlement event, and it says right up here, someone in the settlement has been murdered. The survivor with the highest hunt XP is the victim. They are dead. The murderer, the survivor with the highest insanity, was caught in the act and is awaiting punishment. Select the table that corresponds with your settlement's society principle and roll a d10 to determine the fate of the murderer. Well, we don't have collective toll, and we also don't have accept the darkness. So we're going to have to do no society principle. And we're going to have to figure out who's the one that got murdered. Well, we know who's the most insane because he went running out into the rain. So he went ahead and killed somebody. And I believe it's going to be Mina. Mina has the most hunt XP of any of our characters. So she is dead. I'm actually just going to add that to our death count right now. I'm also going to add Fizzban. I know this happens later in the settlement, but we're just going to take care of it now. She's dead. He killed her. Let's go ahead and roll a d10 and see what happens to Riverwind. 6. Hopefully he's not dead too. We need as many people as we can get. Losing people is not good. So we got a 6. It says right down here, no society. The other survivors in the settlement cannot determine the truth. They reluctantly free the accused. This year, departing survivors gain +5 insanity and -2 survival. Oh, that's terrible. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this card right here. And I'm going to put Riverwind over there too, because not only did he murder somebody, he can't go out on a hunt event. And whoever does, well, actually, it's not going to be a hunt event. We're just going to go straight into a fight with this hand. I'm going to get -2 survival when trying to fight this hand. That's going to be terrible. But at least they'll get some insanity, so maybe that's a good thing. All right, that's the end of our events. Now that that event is done, we now have to do Hands of Heat, and that's a story event. Now, this is a story event that we have seen before. This is the mystery of the lantern glow. This is how we got our lantern oven last time. So I'm just going to refresh your memory with it, and then we're going to go ahead and roll on some of these tables. It says, if the settlement already innovated lantern oven, skip this event and roll on the lantern branding table. Otherwise, proceed with Hands of Heat below. So we do have a lantern oven, so we're just going to go right over to here to the lantern branding. And let's see what it says. It says, a feast accumulating in the ritual branding of the settlement's finest warriors by the heat of an agitated lantern. Discard half the settlement's total resources, including storage. Half our resources? Oh my gosh. Rounded down. Nominate a survivor and roll on the table below. Oh my goodness. I've got to get rid of half my stuff. I don't want any of my survivors to have this stuff. I'd rather keep my stuff. All right, we're going to have to nominate a survivor. I guess we'll nominate whoever our most... Ashrit. We're going to do Ashrit. Ashrit did great last turn. She's going to go ahead and roll on this. She got a 9. And it says, branded hand. Gain 1 permanent strength. Oh my gosh, she keeps gaining strength. So Ashrit is going to go up to 4 strength. Wow. She is now definitely a monster. All right, now comes something absolutely terrible. I have to get rid of half of my resources, including what I came back with and what's in my storage. So if I add all that up, it comes to 26. So I have to lose 13 things. And some people are going to be pretty upset with what I'm about to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of all my fresh acanthus. That's 3. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of all our broken lanterns. I know I can turn those into iron, but I have a plan, and sadly, the Hands of Heat was not part of my plan. I'm going to keep these 3. I'm going to keep this one as well, I think. Let's see, what else am I going to get rid of? I'm going to get rid of 1. So we've gotten 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what we're going to get rid of. I know it's an absolute ton of stuff, and a lot of it is really, really good, especially like this love juice. I can do an intimacy event. I've got another broken lantern, which I could turn into Phoenix Finger. I've heard is pretty good. I'm thinking it does a lot of it must make something really cool because I can't find any of the other things I have already. So we're going to see how this goes. But that is what I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose those 13 things. Thank you, Hands of Heat, for ruining my day. Well, now the good news is now we get to develop our stuff, which is kind of cool. We're going to start by spending an endeavor, and we're going to innovate. I always want to innovate, and that was really why I had to keep some of this stuff. We're going to use the monster bone, the monster hide, and sadly I have to use my shimmering halo. It really wasn't more part of my plan. And we're going to use these to innovate. So we're going to go ahead and grab 4 of these. I get 4 because of our other innovation we have, Symposium. And I'm going to go ahead and see what we could possibly innovate. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put those 4 right there, and we're going to choose from these 4. We have bloodletting, science ammonia consequences. It says I can spend an endeavor here and spend 1 resource and roll a d10, gain 1 understanding, lose all survival. You cannot gain survival this settlement phase for any reason. Yuck. Syncope, gain 3 insanity, or 8+. Cured, gained +6 insanity. You remove one of the following: 1 disorder of your choice, warped pelvis, or an intestinal prolapse. That's not too bad. Then we've got storytelling. My survival limit goes up by 1, which is always something good. Story time, I can spend 2 endeavors. I can gain understanding. Departing survivors gain 3 insanity, or the white speaker. Okay, and I get to add some storytelling events. Then we got scarification. I can spend 1 endeavor. And once per lifetime, gain +1 courage and roll on the location die. Suffer blind, tough, fighting art, suffer destroyed generals. That's awesome. Gambler's scar, gain +1 permanent luck. Roll a d10 on a 6+, you lose some toes. Oh no, -1 permanent movement. That's no good. And what's this? Face painting art. So I can add battle paint. Laughing stock, nothing happens, or death paint ceremony. Parting survivors gain +2 survival and an insanity. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Founder's eye. Roll a d10. An accidental mess, nothing happens, or gain +1 on all rolls on the intimacy story event this settlement phase. Oh my gosh, I think we're going to do face painting. That sounds like a plan. I think that's a really good one. But I want you to tell me what you think would be a better one. If I get something that's way better than what I have, then I might change it up. But we'll see how this goes. I think I'm going to take face painting. That sounds pretty good. I can maybe start with some survival and insanity as I depart, or I can even get extra on my intimacy rolls. Of course, I do get to roll 2, so it's really not the best. I bet this is better for survival of the fittest, but I think that's going to be our story event. The bloodletting one is kind of cool, but I don't need this extra insanity, and unless I get an 8+, nothing's really going to happen for me. Storytelling is kind of cool, but I only get understanding, or I get more insanity. I'm not too fan about this. This is the only other one that might be kind of cool, because I also am going to gain courage, which would be kind of cool. But we're going to take face painting. We're going to put these 3 back in the deck. We're going to put this one up here. Oh, but that other one gives us +1 permanent, survival limit. Oh, I forgot about that, and that's really good. I can get up to 9. Well, I think 8's doing. I think 8's pretty good right now. We're going to take face painting. That'll be okay. And now we get to buy stuff with some of our settlement stuff here, our resources and what we brought back. So let's see what our cards hold for us. I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and make a whip. I've had some people ask me to make a whip. So we're going to make a hunter whip is what we're going to do. We're going to spend 2 leather and a bone. Now to get leather, I have to spend 1 endeavor and spend any number of hide to add equal number of leather strange resources to the settlement. So I'm going to go ahead and spend an endeavor, and we're going to use our monster hide and our tail feathers here. And those are going to be our 2 leather, and we're going to use our great cat bone to make our hunter's whip. So we're going to gain a hunter's whip. It's a melee whip leather, and if I can link 2 blue ones, I don't know, I'm going to do that. On a perfect hit, I can discard 1 mood and play. And it's a 3 speed, 6+, and does 3 strength. I think this is going to be a really good weapon. So we're going to go ahead and develop that. We're also going to go ahead and spend our Eye of Cat, our Phoenix Eye, and our Elder Tooth. We're going to delete all of those from there. We're also going to spend our Musculent Droppings and our Pustulates. And to do that, we're then going to be able to create our Cat Fang Knife. Oh, I'm so excited for this. 4 organs, and I use the 4 organs and my Elder Cat Teeth to go ahead and create our Cat Fang Knife. 3 speed, 6, and 2 strength. And look at this, 3 of these on a perfect hit, gain +1 strength token. When you're knocked down, remove your +1 strength token. Look at all the red things it can manage to get. All right, I hope those were pretty good. If you think I did very poorly, go ahead and tell me, because I am still a noob at this game, but those are what we decided to build. I still have 4 endeavors, and I think Eli's going to go into augury because we have a big fight coming up, and I'd hate to lose a lot of people and not be able to recover from it. Not to mention, I lost almost everything I own except for my iron. The 2 iron is the only thing I have left that I can even use. I've used every other resource I have. So I think we're going to go ahead and look through our innovations and see what we can do. I think we're going to use this face painting one first. Now I think about auguring is probably not the best because if iron's the only thing I have, if I roll that terrible thing that makes me get rid of a resource in order to gain a, a survival, that's going to be terrible. I don't want to lose any iron. All right, let's see what we can do here. I can use battle paint. Each death ceremony departing survivors gain +2 survival and +1 insanity. I think that's a good idea. We're going to go ahead and use an endeavor to do that. So we're going to roll a d10 and see what happens. We got a 5, so it worked. We were able to gain +2 survival and an insanity when we depart. So I'm going to put that right over here next to our murder card to hopefully remember this is the kind of stuff I have to deal with over here when it comes to departing. Let's look through the rest of the stuff and see what I can find. Paint, let's see what we can do. Scrap melting, purification. That's not going to help. I don't have any scrap. Cooking doesn't help because what's this? Spend 1 organ and a bone to cook a stone. Nope, that's not going to help. Language doesn't have anything. This doesn't have anything. Well, I don't know anything else I can really do. I think it does look like I might augury, but I really hate to lose that iron. What's bed? Nightmares. Gain +1 insanity. You cannot endeavor again this settlement phase. Skip the next hunt. You may remove broken arm, hip, rib, or ruptured muscle. I don't think I'm going to do that. That's it. Oh, no. But let's see what I got up here. I have nightmare training. Oh, I have that cooking thing. I can try for founding stones. Let's do that. Let's just get some founding stones. I don't really know what I'm ever going to do with them, but might as well. I don't really want to augur because if we look at our augury thing, it could become an absolutely tragic event here because if I roll, a 1 to 2, because I think I have some people that have enough understanding, 3 or higher, I'm going to lose a resource to gain an understanding. Oh, do I risk it? I think I do. I think we risk it to go ahead and do this. I think first we're going to go ahead and gain some stones. I'm going to get rid of one of my endeavors and go ahead and grab a stone. Let's see if we get it. We did. We got a founding stone starting gear card, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. All right, we have our founding stone. Put it right there. Now I do have 2 left, and I think it is. I think we're going to go ahead and, I don't know about this. Do I have enough understanding on any of these characters? Oh yeah, look at this. Savara has 2, 1, 1. Oh, I don't have enough understanding on any of these characters. The only one I have is, what is it, Riverwind? Riverwind's got some understanding, but I can use him to augur. I just can't use him to go on a hunt event. So let's go ahead and use him. I'm going to go ahead and spend both of these 2 on augury and see what happens to our survivors. So our first one is a 10. Oh, that's awesome. I think that means we get our intimacy event. It does. We get our intimacy event based on our organ grinder here, an 8+. I'm going to go ahead and try it one more time. We're going to spend our last endeavor. We got a 2. +1 is 3. Oh, we lose 1 resource from the settlement, but I gain understanding. Barf. That was terrible. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, darn. All right. We're going to gain understanding. I'm not too fond of that, but I am going to lose a resource, and the only resources I have are these iron. So I have to lose an iron. That was terrible. I'm sure everybody is thinking that I should never have done this. This is a bad idea. But I do get to roll on the intimacy event at least once. All right, we have seen this 732,000 times. I'm going to go ahead and nominate 2 survivors. We're going to go ahead and nominate, let's do Palin. No, Palin can't. He's got destroyed genitals. We're going to go ahead and do Silvaria, and we're also going to do Steel. These are going to be our 2 characters that are going to go ahead and do an intimacy event. We're going to roll 2 dice and see what happens. We got a 10 and a 6. I think I'm going to grab the 10. Now, sadly, I can't get the Savior because we already have a Savior, so instead we are going to gain twins, which is perfect. So we have our 2 new characters. We have Bupu and we have Marielle. These are our 2 new characters that were made from our last intimacy event. Of course, each one starts with +1 accuracy, strength, evasion, and an understanding. Were these 2 characters worth an iron? I don't know. That's still up for debate. With our development complete, we are going to prepare our departing survivors, record and archive our resources, which we don't have any of, and we're going to end our settlement phase. So our first survivor we have that's going to attempt to take on the hand is going to be Palin. Palin's coming in. He's rocking 6 survival. He actually had 8, but I have to subtract 2 because of that, this murder thing. And I've also given the +5 insanity from here, and I've also given him the insanity from here as well. And the 3 from here. So he's got an absolutely ton of insanity. He gained 10. So he's up to 14 insanity, which is just ridiculous. So he's really insane right now. But he's all set to go. He's got our guitars, and he looks very similar to what he looked like last time. I did give him some dried acanthus, though. Let's go on to our next person. Our next character going out is going to be Linxia. Linxia is going to be one of our newer characters, and she's going to gain all the stuff that she normally would when she was brought into this world, but she's going to gain that 5 insanity from our murder principle. She normally starts with 5 survival, but she's going to gain 2 due to her face painting card here, but then she's going to lose 2 because of that murder card. She doesn't have anything else here that's going to help her gain any of the other stuff, except for here I get +2 survival. So she is actually going to be at 6, because the most I can have is 8, and I believe no matter what I could get, I'd get 8, but then I would automatically have to lose 2 going to 6. I believe that's how it works. If it's not right, please let me know. Now she does gain the 5 insanity from the actual murder principle, or sorry, murder event, but she also gains 2 more because of our murder, or our face painting card. So she has 7 insanity at the beginning of going into this. And I think that's all she's going to have. Now, of course, she's going to have the white lion armor here, so I'm going to be able to give +1 to all these locations, putting 3 on everything except for the head. The head's going to have 4. The arms, body, waist, and legs all have 3 armor. I've also given her a dried acanthus, and she's got that new cat fang knife. It's going to be pretty awesome. So our next combatant is going to be Bupu. She's another new survivor. We're going to go ahead and put her in that leather armor gear. I want to see how this works. And I've given her back her leather shield. I know we used the feather shield in the last fight, but the feather shield actually is going to say reduce any suffered brain damage by 1 to a minimum of 1. Well, going into this fight, all our characters are going to have a lot of insanity because of that murder card. Like right now, she's rocking 8 insanity, so I'm not too worried about taking, I'm more worried about taking actual damage, and I probably should worry about bleeding tokens. I killed our last shield bearer, but she's going to have 6 survival. She got to 8 with all the gear she has, plus some of the events and things, and being able to start at 5 when she's actually created, but sadly I lose the 2 because of our murder principle or murder event, so I'm down to 6 survival. She has 8 insanity and 5 on everything, and I've gone ahead and linked 3 green to make our monster grease give us an extra evasion. So I get +2 evasion from our monster gear grease. Now, there is one thing though. I could replace that monster grease with a dried acanthus, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea or to keep the evasion. I would like to know what you think in the comments below. Should I grab the dried acanthus and replace my monster gear grease? Or should I keep the monster grease and ditch the dried acanthus for now and give it to somebody else? Please let me know. And our last survivor that's going out is going to be Steel. Steel's kind of our wild card again. I really need to start working on this character. We've got 3 really well sought out characters, but then we have this one that's rocking the rawhide armor gear, which is just fine, but I really don't have a weapon or an idea with this character. Right now, we of course have our cat eye circlet. We're going to keep on rocking that thing. I think it's going to be really good. Now, this character only gets 2 armor and everything. I hope that's going to help. 9 insanity and 6 survival again. So that's where this character sits. I did give him the claw head arrow and possibly the king spear. Maybe you can attack with that if he gets close enough. Otherwise, we can shoot a bow. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this guy. Probably a lot of that is what I'm going to do. But that's all I've got. Now, of course, he is crazed and he is squeamish. So if I get a perfect hit, I get +1 insanity, and that's fantastic. He's already at 9. So that is going to be Steel. Steel is done. We are ready to go into and fight the Hand. And there you have it. Our settlement is complete. We have our 4 survivors that are going to go take on the Hand. Hopefully it's as good as it was the last time. We'll see how it all plays out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the settlement phase and are looking forward to our fight with the Hand. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you can get the notification as to when that fight actually happens. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Have I set my guys up okay? Or should there be looking for something that I'm not actually doing? Also, what did you think of the settlement phase? Did I do okay by taking away some of those resources and building the things I did? Or should I have maybe done something different? And what about my innovation? Was that a decent innovation, do you think, to have? Or should I have picked something else other than face painting? Please let me know in the comments below. I love to hear from everyone because there's so many people out there that have such a vast more knowledge than I do of this game. It's always nice to get these insights and some ideas of how this game is played. Thank you again for watching, and if you're excited to see how our survivors fare, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.